Do you ever feel like you're learning English, but not feeling it? Like you can understand the grammar, the words, but something's missing? That's because real language lives in emotion, surprise, and memory. One of the best ways to learn English is through stories. They give you language that feels real and moments that stay with you. If you want to experience English, not just study it, like this video, leave a comment and subscribe to SpeakEase. It was a cold afternoon in late October. The kind of afternoon where the sky looks silver and the air feels quiet. Ava had taken her sketchbook to the park. She wasn't planning to draw. She just needed space to think. She sat on an empty bench near the fountain. Across from her, a man in a gray coat was setting up a small easel. He looked around 50, with sharp eyes and steady hands. He glanced at her once, then again, and then started sketching. Ava noticed, but said nothing. Maybe he was drawing the fountain, or the birds. She opened her book and pretended to read. Minutes passed. The sound of the pencil moving across paper was constant. Light, smooth strokes. She looked up again. This time, he was looking directly at her. He held up the sketch. It was her face. She froze. The drawing was soft, kind. It captured something she didn't even recognize in herself, like a version of her she hadn't seen in a long time. "I hope you don't mind," he said. "You looked familiar." She smiled politely. "I don't think we've met." He nodded slowly. "Maybe not in this life." She laughed nervously. "That's a strange thing to say." He didn't explain. Instead, he handed her the sketch. "You should have this." She took it, unsure of what to say. The paper was warm from his hand. The lines were delicate, detailed. It looked like her, but not quite. It looked like someone who had been through something, and come out softer. "What do you mean, familiar?" she asked. He sat beside her, but not too close. "I've been drawing people for over 30 years. Strangers. Faces I see once and forget. But sometimes," he said, "I see someone I feel I've drawn before. Even when I haven't." Ava stared at the fountain. Water danced over the stones, slow and steady. She felt like the moment was floating, unconnected to anything before or after. He pointed to a necklace she was wearing. "That symbol. It's old. Celtic. My grandmother gave it to me," she said. "She was Irish. Said it was for protection." He nodded again, like he knew something she didn't. "I drew a girl with that same necklace once. 20 years ago. In another city. She looked just like you." Ava didn't know how to respond. Part of her wanted to leave. Part of her wanted to ask 1,000 questions. She looked down at the drawing again. It felt personal. Too personal. "Are you sure you haven't drawn me before?" "No," he said. "But I've remembered you before." The wind picked up. Leaves circled the fountain and scattered. She stood up, holding the sketch tightly. "Thank you," she said. "This means more than you know." He smiled, but didn't answer. He began packing his things as calmly as he'd unpacked them. Ava walked away slowly, the drawing pressed to her chest. That night, she framed it and hung it near her window. She never saw him again. But sometimes, when she looked at the sketch, she felt less alone. Like someone, somewhere, remembered her even before they met. In today's story, we explored emotional language like she felt less alone, a version of her she hadn't seen, and drawn before even when I haven't. We also saw natural narrative tenses like past simple and past perfect, used to create memory and mystery. Every day on SpeakEase, we bring you stories that not only teach English but connect you with its rhythm, imagination, and feeling. If this story spoke to you, like the video, subscribe to SpeakEase, and tell us in the comments, do you believe in meeting someone you've known before? See you in the next video.